Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy, Shawnee Sean. And not sure if you knew, but today was the Super Bowl, Super Bowl Sunday. Was a very fun, entertaining Super Bowl. First half was pretty low scoring and, pretty pedestrian. But the fourth quarter and overtime really put us in for a great show. The Chiefs are now three-time Super Bowl champs. Or Pat Mahomes is a three-time Super Bowl champ. I think the Chiefs actually have four Super Bowls in their franchise history, but three with Mahomes, three with Kelsey. They have cemented themselves pretty much as a modern day dynasty. Mahomes has three Super Bowls in 5 years. Pretty incredible trajectory for his early career. He's only 28, 29, so still has a lot of good football in him. And the way I hear the Chiefs may even restructure his contract going forward to be able to sign guys going forward because they realized this year that it was a lot harder to win without a great supporting cast, at least on offense. But they really did some incredible things. Battled a lot of adversity this year. Don't have any Tyreek Hill anymore. And Rashi Rice really stepped up tonight. Had a nice game. Travis Kelsey was pretty pretty quiet for most of the first half, at least. Actually got in Andy Reid's face at one point, which was a little alarming in the first. I think it was the first quarter. I think he pushed him a little bit and was angry that he wasn't on the play where there was a fumble, which you should be upset, but you should never be pushing your coach or anything like that. Um, but he made up for it later on in the game. Um, Taylor Swift was in the crowd. She arrived from Japan, I think, around like 3, 4 o'clock, and went to the game, and was in a box with Blake Lively, Ice Spice, and a bunch of other celebrities, but probably some people I didn't recognize. But it looked like she was having a good time. They didn't cut to her too many times, although Kelsey didn't really have the most exciting performance where, if he did, I'm sure they would have panned to her a few more times. But it was a very fun game. Purdy had a pretty nice game. Mahomes did enough to keep winning, wins back to back Super Bowl MVPs. I'm surprised actually that he won MVP. I thought that, for the Chiefs, I guess he seemed like the go to guy. But for if the Niners had won, Juwan Jennings seemed like the clear favorite. He had that sort of double pass. I guess pass to CMC for the touchdown, and then also received one. So had a very nice performance for him. But I digress. I think he also had the best quarterback rating in the game. Yeah, he did. He went 1 of 1 for 21 yards. Even though I think he technically threw it backwards to McCaffrey, it looked like they were almost gonna do another pass from there. But he did all right. Brock Purdy ended 23 of 38 for 230, 55 and a touchdown. Took one sack for a loss of 4 yards, so not too bad, honestly. A pretty good game, a pretty good game, but ultimately not enough. Didn't do enough to win his team the game, and that could be a big question going forward for the 49ers as Brock Purdy is very good and very young, but who knows? There's a guy like Kirk Cousins who's a free agent this year, so guys could be. I don't know. The Niners could be interested in the upgrade. I really like Purdy. I think he's more than a game manager. He's made a couple incredible throws on a game to game basis, and the guys like playing for him. So I am excited for Mr. Relevant to stay relevant. I think that he definitely deserves to get the starting job. I mean, he made it to the freaking Super Bowl this year in year two, first real year as a full time starter. But another big thing is Shanahan folds under pressure again. They lose. He lost to when he was in Atlanta, 28-3, and now this haunts him again. Had a lead going into the second half. It was only 10-3, so nothing too crazy, but They go scoreless in the third quarter. It's a tie game. The Kansas City Chiefs score 10 in this third quarter, and then it's 9-6, but ultimately not enough to get things done in overtime. With these new overtime rules, just because you get a field goal, even in the old overtime rules, even if you just got a field goal, the other team's gonna get a chance to get on the field, and the Chiefs clearly were aware of that, and that's why they felt comfortable forcing the game into overtime, and then ultimately taking over in overtime. And a lot of us were a little bit confused with when we were watching, just with the time. Apparently, they would have had, I guess, another quarter in overtime if the time had expired, because it was still technically the Chiefs' first possession. Very confusing. First time that these rules have sort of been iterated and applied, especially the fact that we even had a game in overtime, because not every Super Bowl really goes to overtime. But it's pretty awesome. I did predict a close game. I said about 24-21, so I was 2 points off. I was 1 point off for each team. I was personally rooting for the 49ers, but I thought that the Chiefs would win. I just think that when it's all said and done, Pat Mahomes is the more experienced quarterback, and they have been there and they've done that. And, a lot of things weren't really working in the Niners' favor. They had fire alarms go off in their building earlier this week. And I heard a couple other things. They had some field issues with the practice field at UNLV, or maybe it was their full-time field. Um, so the Chiefs definitely had their advantages, but when it's all said and done, Pat Mahomes got things done when they needed it. Felt comfortable. Went 34 of 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick, 3 sacks, and for a loss of 8. So that was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure that um, what's his name? Chase Young actually connected on maybe one or two of those sacks. Let's see. Chase Young, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 solo tackle, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 quarterback hits, which is pretty just honorable mention considering that he is a free agent at the end of this year. So trying to get that money. And it doesn't seem like the 49ers will retain him. When they traded for him, it seemed more like it was just a rental deal. Although, crazier things have happened. I don't really know what their cap situation is. I'm sure it's better than some other teams, especially with Purdy on the books on a rookie contract. But for the Chiefs on offense, they had a pretty nice performance. Pat Mahomes did really well on the run game, got 66 yards and a couple of really, really impactful runs later on in the game. Pacheco also had a pretty nice game. Just runs real hard. It's pretty fun to watch. Rashee Rice was very, very good overall performance, especially catching the ball. He had 6 catches on, it looks like, 8 targets for 39 yards, so nothing too crazy. Travis Kelce led the Chiefs with 93 yards. Didn't really have too much in the first half, or at least it didn't seem like it. But caught 9 catches for 10 targets, so pretty much capitalized on everything and still had an awesome game. No touchdown for him, so it would have been nice to see that. And doesn't seem like there was a proposal. At least I haven't heard or seen anything, and I was never expecting that. I think that's a lot of pressure to put, especially on a relatively young couple. I think they've been together for about a year now, a little bit less, like 7 months. I'm calling something like that. Basically since September, maybe a month before then. But congratulations to them. They were kissing on the sidelines or on the field. Cute stuff. Great for the NFL, and we'll see if they do end up together. Also curious to see if Kelce remains in football. Him and his brother seem like they're both sort of contemplating retirement. I think that Travis will at least return, and I'd hope to see Jason back. His play did diminish a little bit this year, but he's still an All-Pro and an incredible, Pro Bowl talent, and one of the best centers that a league has ever seen when it's all said and done. So props to him. MVS had a pretty nice game. Not too crazy on the stats. None of the Chiefs really did, but 3 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. On defense, Karlaftis and Chris Jones had a pretty nice game. Same thing with Snead. Karlaftis hurt his finger, but they got the win, so we'll see how things go. But I think he'd rather recover as a Super Bowl champ in the offseason than not one. Spagnola's defense came up big when it needed to. Pat Mahomes conjures up the magic that he continually does. Kyle Shanahan folds under pressure as he has done in the past. That's pretty much what I got for at least first thoughts. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Any big headlines? Chiefs become 7th NFL franchise to win 4 Super Bowls. Congratulations there. All the Super Bowls that the Chiefs have won have been relatively close. I think that's relatively something, I guess, worth highlighting. There was a tweet that I saw Brandon Lee Gouton had that I retweeted. Yeah, the Logan Wilson defensive penalty, James Bradbury hold, and then Trent McDuffie hold. All third down stops wiped out by refs who love to insert themselves into the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. So I guess one of them isn't specifically about the Chiefs, but maybe we could find one about the Chiefs for Super Bowl. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Oh, I forgot. Usher was freaking awesome. Maybe that's just the millennial in me. I was like 13 years old when Yeah came out and the Confessions album, and that was a good chapter of my life, I guess. But he was awesome. I really loved the entire performance. The set list was wild. The performances, the guest appearances with Luda, Alicia Keys, Lil Jon. It was just a fun time. Lady Bean, got it. You feeling good? You got it, Bean. Yeah. But I love Usher, and awesome performance. Can't say enough about Usher, A-Town Down, but put him on the map for a younger generation, maybe not. And there was this really cool picture of Mahomes also that reminded me of the Kobe picture. Just Mahomes looks like he's in complete euphoria. The fact that he's won 3 championships now. And for Kobe, it just, I think it was when Kobe won his first championship, but he's just sitting in the shower locker room in his jacket and just reminiscing and really realizing everything that he had accomplished. So I think it sort of gives off similar vibes, maybe not with the trophy, but pretty awesome. I feel bad for the Niners. Hopefully that they can, they still haven't really gotten over the hump. They made it to the Super Bowl this year. Pretty awesome, but if they had won, maybe they would have sort of started conversations about them being their own dynasty. But alas, the dynasty is in Kansas City. So congratulations to Pat Mahomes, to Travis Kelce, to Taylor Swift and all the Swifties. You got what you wanted. Her album's coming out, I think, in a month or so. I think she said like April 19th, something like that. So, and Travis Kelce, I guess landed on his promise. He brought the hardwood home. She won an award. He won an award. Congratulations. Anyway, it's freaking late. I'm tired. So hope you enjoyed Super Bowl Sunday. Hope you like, follow, and subscribe. Shawnee Football. Get some Super Bowl merchandise at Fanatics. It's definitely available now if you're a Chiefs fan. And if you're not a Chiefs fan, check out your favorite team or any other college or official merchandise you need for all your sporting goods. let's go. Don't forget to follow your boy Shawnee Football. And that's pretty much going to call it for the night. I am Shawnee Football. I am tired. Today was Super Bowl Sunday. The Chiefs won. The score was 25-22. And it was in Vegas. I think a lot of positives from the Vegas crowd. Seems like the Super Bowl will likely be there again. So stay tuned. Congrats to the Chiefs one more time. Andy Reid, you have 3 championships, none with the Eagles, sadly. But you got pretty close. 4 NFC championships, but not close enough. Dougie P did it. Anyway, final thoughts. Sorry. That'll do it. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see you next time.